right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of Artist in Progress. Oh, we lost. How did we lose Brandon already? My gosh.
Pros.
Oh my God. Yeah, you would think we were, but thank you guys so much for popping in and joining us today. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's episode. And okay, that did not work the way we wanted it to. Okay, so anyways, beyond having some technical difficulties, as always, we are coming at you today. We're gonna be talking about villains, writing a good villain, what makes a good villain, all that stuff. While we're gonna introduce our new friend, Felicia here. Felicia, how do you say your last name?
Oh, Hofer, like the Goodrites.
Hofer. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to completely annihilate that. And, that would have been, silly. But thank you for coming on to the show this week. We're looking forward to chatting with you. For those of you who are new to the show, we are all artists and we're all artists in progress. So don't forget to give us that like and comment below where you're at in your art journey, and we would love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But Brian and Brandon, Brian, how are you this week, my friend?
I am exasperated.
Exasperated. Okay.
That's my answer.
Okay. Brandon, how are you this week?
I'm doing good. Just trying to get some stuff done for Flower City Con.
Okay. Cool. That's where I'm at as well. I have some news to share in that regard as well, which for those of you who are local and want to attend that show, we got some awesome things coming to Flower City, myself and Brandon included. But really looking forward to it. Yeah, today's been a great day for me. It's been hectic, admittedly. My oldest, I thought we had a soccer practice today because I thought it was Tuesdays and Thursdays we had a soccer practice. Turns out this week's soccer practice was on Monday, and we missed it completely. So that'll tell you how busy I am. I completely, to the wayside, had no idea. But other than that little hiccup, it's been a good day. I had a lot of great news, which really is a great thing. Good news is good. It's good to hear.
Great news is good.
Yeah, great news is good to hear. So I applied for my first ever panel where I will be leading a panel at Flower City Con. We're going to be, at first doing a short intro about Artists in Progress, which will be cool. So we get to promote the show. And it's going to be a charity sketch off. So we're going to have a bunch of us artists at the show. We're going to be doing a charity sketch. And anybody that comes in, you know, it's like $1. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do, like $1 a ticket or a couple dollars a ticket. And, the more you buy, obviously, the better the price. And everybody gets an equal opportunity to win an awesome piece of art. And we get to go for, I don't know if it's going to be about a half hour or an hour long session. But we'll be drawing some really cool, awesome things in, pencil, crayon, and marker. So look forward to that if you are in the Flower City area. FC3 2026 it'll be the show that's coming up September. What is it? September 13th, I think. Hold on, let me check the calendar. It is September 11th to the 13th, which is super exciting because it usually lands on my birthday every year, and it'll be nice to get a break from being on a show for my birthday, but we'll be on this show for my birthday this year, so super exciting. I get to hang out with some fellow creators, so that is a win in my book. So really looking forward to it. But so I guess let's head on into it. Unless you guys have anything you want to share before we start the show.
I wouldn't mind if I could just
go for it,
a
man.
moment to kind of talk about my exasperation.
Yeah, let's hear about it. I want to hear why are you exasperated.
Not to completely derail the subject matter, but it is related to an artist progress kind of thing.
Yeah.
But And I don't know if this is just sort of one of those moves that hits once in a while. It's just been stuff.
Oh, I lost you there, boss. What'd you say?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
Now I'm getting an echo.
Are you? Uh-oh. That's weird.
I hope that's not me.
Are you hearing yourself? Is that what's going on?
I was. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
hearing myself.
Okay, hold on. Can't. Why can't I mute this?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
how
know
about now?
what?
How about now?
Hang on.
Is it
I know exactly what it is.
is it you because you have Patreon loaded? You guys have Patreon open and not muted? Is that what's happening?
That's
Mine's
got it.
That's
Got it.
it.
All
That's it.
right. That wasn't it. That wasn't the exasperation.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear.
I just added to it.
Real quick. So this is a perfect segue, guys. For any of you who are interested in watching the entire show from start to finish, all of our episodes will be also over on Patreon, where you will get an extra 30 minutes of exclusive content going forward. This week and next week will be free to sign up. You will get the live stream, so head on over there and check it out. You'll obviously also be able to watch back episodes as well. But so, Brian, I'm sorry. Why are you exasperated?
Well, I mean, I'm in this kind of, I don't know if it's like a stage or phase or something, but I feel like I'm doing a lot to try and move things forward, and nothing's really changing. Like everything's just kind of stuck in a mire, or something kind of implodes and doesn't go anywhere, or
Yeah.
things just aren't moving. And for me, that's especially frustrating because I like to have efforts that go somewhere. And right now, it's like this. I just feel like I'm just kind of like spinning wheels, doing things that just seem like they're going nowhere. Part of it is social media stuff, but um, there's just like a lot of like a lot of plates that I'm trying to spin, and it's all on my shoulders, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing's really going anywhere, and it's like extremely frustrating. I don't know. I need something to kind of like click into place and kind of move forward. And I feel like I'm in one of those zones where things just don't go anywhere.
Yikes. Yeah, you know what? We've all been there. So I completely understand, man. Don't believe you me. I don't think your efforts are falling on deaf ears. I'm seeing a lot of what you're doing, and I think other people are as well. So I think it's one of those things where, and it's tough for us as creators because, when you are ramping up to something big, you're excited about it, so you
Yeah.
want other people to be excited about it as well. And the thing that's usually blocking us the most is social media itself, right? Whether or not we're
Getting
posting at the right
awareness.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Whether or not we're posting at the right times, or whether
Yeah.
or not people are seeing anything that we're actually posting, or maybe we've been freaking shadow banned or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yes, it is tough, but I feel like people are seeing what you're doing, and I think they're looking forward. They're looking forward to seeing more from you. I think it just takes time. It's one of those things, like you said, you're spinning your wheels right now, but guess
Yeah.
what happens when the wheels spin, right? And then the race starts. You know what I mean? You take off. I'm
Is that a
telling you,
NASCAR reference?
that is a NASCAR reference, my friend. Yeah, we're all over the place in this map. Okay,
Nice.
but
The new
I mean,
Hofer.
it is true, right? Like if you're gonna use that analogy, you just have to keep spinning the wheels. You can't stop. That's the problem. A lot of people will realize real quick that, oh, my wheels are just spinning. I need to stop turning them. But
So
then,
I would say my villain right now is the mire master.
the Meyer Master.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the mire.
Oh, okay.
I'm making a poor segue into
All
our.
right. Wonderful. I like it. It was a great segue. We're like professionals over here.
Yeah.
We're like professionals.
Yes, sir.
So Felicia, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, you told me that you're working on some projects that you're planning. So tell our audience all about yourself.
Hi, my name is Felicia Hofer. Author name is at first Spinelli, but I'll just go by Spinelli. Um, I do live here in Billings, Montana. Basically born and raised. I love to travel, and my passion is writing. I've always loved doing like research papers and essays back in school. I kind of felt like it was something to like create and something that I had control over when stuff outside of my life I didn't have any control over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an escape. It's very therapeutic, I think. And I'm a diehard Red Hood fan, and I can thank my brother for that, for introducing me to other Robins, because back then I thought that all the Robins were the same. So
Nice.
um, yeah, and I just published my first book. I'm trying to get into bookstores and like farmers markets right now. And then kind of like what you guys been doing with like the charities and stuff. A portion of the sales of the books will go to the Tim Tebow Foundation. So there's just like a lot of bad in the world.
Yeah.
Especially like I'm not even sure like what happened in Billings these past couple of days, but it's been rough, and I'm like, I need out of here. you know.
Yeah.
So just things are hitting a little bit too close to home. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to visit Australia here in the next couple of years.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Now, why Australia? Not to derail you, but why Australia?
uh, that's kind of like where all of the dangerous stuff is.
Yeah.
Number one thing, I want to fight a kangaroo. Like, you can just fight a kangaroo if they start it. There are kangaroos hopping around in Melbourne with people like just drinking coffee, and they'll come up and they'll just start boxing you for no reason.
Nice.
So,
Perfect. That sounds great.
Put 'em
um,
up.
Just
yeah,
knock the
it's like
coffee out of your hand, start slapping you around.
We're gonna fight,
$15
fool.
$15 coffee, deserve a punch in the face. So,
That's
Nice.
crazy.
and it's just a place that I've always wanted to, you know, um, go down and explore. So, like someplace outside of United States that's relatively like safe. I know like nowhere you go is safe, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But I hear like the people down there are pretty awesome. They're kind, and
Yeah,
I love
I've
meeting
heard
new
that.
people.
Yeah.
It's just all the other creatures there that want to kill you.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. Huntsman spiders. I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
See, like here's the thing though, is that I go down there, fall in love, get a green card, have my big burly Australian man to take care of that for me, and like if you marry an Australian woman, she'd probably take care of that for you too.
Nice. I know a silly fact about Oh, hey, Victor. Welcome in, man. It's good to see you. How you doing, boss?
Hello,
Thank you
Victor.
for popping in and hanging out with us on our show. Victor is a fantastic artist, by the way. Guys, go check him out if you don't already follow him. He does some kick-ass work. But a fun fact about Australia, I think most people know at this point. Australia apparently means, and I forget what language it is, but it means land prison. It was once a land prison. It was where they dumped their prisoners. It was just giant land that they dumped their prisoners. So
Really?
yeah, it's an interesting place. They tried to rename themselves years ago to Oceania Oceania, I think is what they said. That didn't seem to stick. So I think it was on like one map and before it got taken away. People were like, what the hell is Oceania? Like, sounds like Antarctica or something like or whatever. It sounds weird.
Just imagine
But
how short the movie would be from Escape from Australia.
So, well, very cool. Well, thank you for coming on the show. And I apologize. Was there more you wanted to add to that?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just me here in Billings. I love to travel and write while I'm doing it. So
Cool.
yeah, it's just like how, like I said, it's like very therapeutic. It just gives me like control over things like like outside of my life I don't have control over. So
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Now, for what what kind of things do you like to primarily write? Is it are you an action? Would you prefer to write comics? Like, where do you see yourself? I
yeah,
mean, obviously, there's genres in comics too, right? But
right, yeah. And I actually answered this question myself probably about like a month or two ago when I was trying to query letters for traditional publishing, like for like a traditional publisher to pick me up. And I was doing a lot of the research on this, and I'm like, okay, so this agent does dark romance, which is what my current book is about.
yeah,
But before that, when I was like out of high school, I was working on this series called Enchanted Arms, which is like a fantasy series that I haven't touched because this one was more important to me at the time.
yeah,
And of course, I had like my Ninja Pit series and whatnot. So, bottom line, doing all this research, only certain publishers and certain agents do certain genres, and that's not good enough for me. Which means I would need like either an agent of all trades because eventually I do want to like do like kids books and stuff like that. Yeah, I want to dabble in everything. Um, the issue with it with traditional publishing is one agent does another thing and another agent does another thing. You have
yeah,
to stick with that particular agent for so many years before you move on to the next one. And
yeah.
so I'm just
Interesting.
like, well, this isn't going to work for me because I want to be a jack of all trades. I have so many ideas. I want to help people,
Yeah,
and I want to let people not only let them know they're not alone in certain situations and whatnot, but I want to be fun too because I want to cover like majority of themes and stuff like that. So that's why I went to the indie publishing route
Mm.
because again, I have control over my storylines. I have control what genre I write or draw.
hmm
Concerning the comics and stuff that I want to do in the future, and just jumping around isn't going to it just wasn't going to work for me. So
yeah.
um, bottom line, it'd just be like a jack of all trades. I actually have another book that is
Okay.
not dark romance. It's how would I explain? It's kind of like it's okay. So it has like a kind of like a cult. Like there is a cult in it, but it's um it's a lot more. It's basically like funny comedy type
Yeah.
thing. So I'm really excited for that one to come out probably sometime next year, if not late this year. So it's just I forgot what I was gonna say, my bad. um, but yeah, it's I'm sorry, what was the question again? That's my fault.
It's all right.
It's okay. Nope, I forgot what the question was as well. You guys remind me what the heck the question was.
Yeah, that's 100% my fault. Sometimes I'll like get derailed, but I'm
It's
trying to like
okay.
think
Listen,
better.
yeah, we've made a joke before that this show could just be called I digress and we talk about whatever. Um, it's okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, I can't believe I also forgot what the heck I asked the question. I only remember the question I asked about why Australia. Now I don't know what that next question was. But I also have like ADHD brain. I'm thinking of 1,000 things all at once. Um, well, I mean that's cool. I mean I think nowadays it's more beneficial definitely to go indie. Even if you're just I mean especially even if you're just starting out, just to kind of feel it out, figure out who your audience is for certain things and and honestly in the long run from what I've seen and what I've heard and like watched of other people talking about it, especially in regards to coming from writers, is it's you're going to have a higher success rate of getting into that publisher you do want later on the line if you can prove to them, hey, I can sell this many books because my name now means something, or I've worked with somebody also whose name means something, and us together we mean something, and we've sold X amount of books, and so you have a guaranteed this much profit at the end of the day by publishing what we're providing. But and at the end of the day, like if you're getting to that level two, it's not too far to just continue down that road at that point,
Yeah.
because you have complete control of everything. You're not gonna. There's no one to be like, "Hey, I need you to switch up this storyline," or "I don't like this page," or whatever, whatever. I mean, obviously we all have editors, and we all have people that we trust to edit our books, et cetera, et cetera. But um, it's at the end of the day, you're answering to yourself, and sometimes that's a lot nicer too.
Right.
You know, so um, guys, you have any questions?
Felicia, do you
On
have like
antagonists?
like around here we have periodically we have book fairs that have local artists that have completed some book. They're like, indie authors that self-publish and that kind of stuff, but it's usually a nice, gymnasium size setup with probably hundreds of authors that have, several books or something. Do you have anything like that kind of stuff that you can start putting stuff out there and meeting people and making the connection, spreading the word about what you're creating?
Yeah. So right now it's actually farmers market season. Um, so what I'm trying to do right now is get into oh goodness, I was about to say and you guys have to excuse me if I like forget. I do have a mild TBI, so um, if it seems like I can't gather my thoughts together, that's why. Um, but I'm trying to get into this little independent bookstore, and
Okay.
there's like so many rules going through right now. So we kind of had a kind of like your exasperation earlier, Brian. I am exasperated with this one um, bookstore because there are rules and whatnot that you have to go through. It's getting to the point
Oh, okay, yeah,
it's getting to the point where I might as well just get a spot in the farmers market to sell my books and whatnot.
yeah.
Um, but for example, because you guys are all from New York, right? So um, Billings will be relatively small to you guys. The closest that I've been to New York would be Olean, because again, like I traveled for work between Pennsylvania and New York way back when. Um, but like for me, being from Billings, like Olean's even like too big for me. So just kind of like scale it down. We do have some book events, but they would be at
Okay,
like our local Barnes and Noble and like these other like independent bookstores. Like they will have events, but you do have to look for them.
yeah.
Yeah,
And there would be like schools, of course they have like their scholastic
Okay, yeah,
um, thing and stuff like that. Not really where I want my, first book to go because it is kind of dark, but
yeah.
um, to answer your question, there are some events at independent bookstores that I am trying to work on right now to get myself out there.
Okay,
They're just not as big.
I can attest to this too, and so could James. We've been to conventions where there was just a writer there that didn't have any kind of artwork or anything. They were just showing off little snippets of their book that was in progress. So, I mean, I think that would do well for you too, especially just to let people know that you're out there.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
the one hold up thing that I'm because both me and my sister we're working on like skits and stuff like that. Um, our thing right now is because we're trying really hard to work with this one bookstore. Um, we're trying really hard to work with this one bookstore before we start advertising anything because we want everyone to go over there and support the independent bookstores. We want to support like the indie authors and whatnot. Um, Unfortunately, we might have to just like throw in the towel with that particular bookstore so I can actually start like advertising and push myself out there more. it's just a matter of we have to wait a couple more days to see what he wants to do before we make a final decision. Otherwise, I be promoting it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We got a question in the chat. Bamp's asking, are there any writers or writing styles, poetic, literal, overly descriptive, openly vague, that you gravitate towards? Sorry.
It's kind of like whatever comes to mind, like whatever I'm interested in. Like at the time when I first got out of high school and I was again working on my fantasy series, I also had this other book, You Are Missing for Me, um, in the back of my mind too. So it's like, do I gravitate towards this very detailed open world thing, or am I going to go over here and do this? And for a time, I was juggling back and forth between these two particular projects.
Mhm.
And then I read Stephen King's memoir on writing, and it's like basically what you should do is do the project that you're more attracted to. And so I was more attracted to the book that's published right now versus like the fantasy series, and that really helped me um, drive and finish it because there are other writing styles. I noticed that like even in You're Missing for Me, my first published book, the writing gets better. Like towards like probably like chapter 5, I would say so.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, it's like hard to it's like hard to get started and whatnot, but I had to, how do I say this? I had to separate the two projects of what I was doing in like a writing style and put one particular style with like one particular book, if that makes sense. So it's like
Yeah.
whatever pulls me to it. I'm really hoping to get into Enchanted Arms again here soon, but that's still going to be on the back burner for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
go ahead.
We all have that sort of similar thing too. Even as artists, we're like, it's like, if we're not into it, we're not going to do our best work, right? It's the same thing. If we're more in tune to like, hey, I really want to work on this, then you're going to do better if you're working on that versus what you're working on, because all you're going to think about is working on this other thing while you're working on this other thing, and you're like,
Yeah, and it's just weird to kind of like tune it down, and like sometimes I will get writer's block. Like it does happen, unfortunately, and
yeah,
if doing the dishes doesn't work, going out for a walk with my dogs doesn't work, like doing all these little things don't work. What I'll literally do is I will try and write the total opposite of whatever genre I'm writing. So, for example, the dark romance one's got, dark themes in it and whatnot. Okay, let me write something that's happy and whimsical and, you know, um, I have written like some short stories and I have posted them on Wattpad before just to not get myself necessarily like out there, but to put more, how do I say this, like put more like confidence in myself, like doing that big step, even though nobody knows who I am.
yeah,
Like, so I'm like that also like helps too, and I'm like, oh wait, Carter could do this, or Amelia could do this, or whatever, and then like I'll go back and do it. Sometimes writer blocks is it's for days, and you can't figure out like what's going on, but I feel that writing the opposite genre of what I'm writing really helps go through that block a lot faster.
yeah, yeah. To catch up with the chat here, John, thank you for popping in, man. How you doing, buddy? And yes, I am ready for Doomsday. Are you guys excited for Doomsday?
Yes, sir.
I stopped keeping up on everything. I think the Marvel universe is too big for my brain right now.
You got to do what I do. Don't watch the trailers at all. Let it surprise you when you get there.
There you go.
That idea.
Yeah, it's kind of the way you go. But I was sort of surprised. There was still things about Spider-Man when I watched it that made me realize that okay, they didn't give away the whole movie. There was a lot of misleading parts with the way that they laid it out, but it was it was good. It was still good. But
I
yeah,
managed to avoid a lot of that. So when I saw it, I was surprised.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
good.
for sure. Let's see. Bam says, so you're flexible pending on potential mood and feel you may think a certain genre would need. Nice. And then he said, didn't Power Man 5000 scrap that record? What? Are you talking about out for Doomsday? Yes, he's making a silly joke. Bamps are commentating comedian. We have fun. We have a lot of fun here. But yeah, that's cool. What were we talking about? Oh, so I guess if you guys have any questions before I guess we lead into our segue topic, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you currently working on something now, Felicia? Did you say you were working on something?
Yeah, so I do have the project that's done currently right now. It's in editing right now. It's called Peppercorn Chronicles, which is like the cult,
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
setting and whatnot. And then I'm currently that's editing right now, and then I'm currently working on the sequel for um um I am working on sequel for You Are Missing for Me and sequel to Peppercorn Chronicles, and then also um that's what I was about to say, and then also trying to work on Infinite series.
So how does that work for you? Like, I know for me as an artist that there'll be, I might be reading a comic or something that just I see a certain look that inspires me to go, okay, that's the thing I was struggling with, or that inspires me, and now I'm jazzed to go create something. How does it work for you for those kind of moments? Like, are you just thinking about stuff and then suddenly you're like, that's the idea, I got to get it down somewhere? Or how does that work?
Yeah, so
Yeah, real quick before you answer that, Felicia, and I apologize. We are getting a little bit of echo from you.
yes,
Is there anything you can adjust to adjust that?
It almost sounds like your speakers are on as well as your headset.
Yeah, that would probably be my guess. Yeah. Test, test, test.
test, 1, 2, test.
I don't know. You guys say something. It's usually when we talk.
1, 2, test, testing.
That sounds pretty good.
I think
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
think
there it
there
is.
Oh, yeah, it's still there. Do you have? Or do you have like the computer playing like the actual stream too? Oop.
Oh, we
Now I
just
can't
lost
hear you.
her.
Yeah, we lost you completely now.
My wife knows sign language. I can go get her.
Take your time, no rush.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we
While
can hear you.
while you're fixing it, if you can hear me, when you're writing your stories, do you have anybody in particular that is influencing your story that you're seeing, like out in public, or a relative or anything that you base your main character on?
so. It all depends on the story and what I'm writing on. Um, I'll be honest. Sometimes there's a local crackhead on the side.
Okay, that'll do it.
You know, and but I don't see them as that.
Oh, I think Felicia, we're losing your audio. It sounds like now.
Give it the old pounder.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Is that a Savage Oscar?
It is a Savage Oscar
Dude, looks badass.
coming out of his garbage can.
Dude, you should give him the old handlebar mustache that Savage Dragon sometimes has.
That would be hilarious.
I like those
How
brows.
does it sound?
Uh,
Audio sounds pretty good, but we can still hear the sound in the background.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Oh,
what
shit, we're good.
happens.
Yeah.
who knows? It's always technical difficulties.
That's all right. This
You
is
know?
what it's all about.
You know what, Felicia? If you go to settings and audio, see
Okay.
if you can the echo cancellation option and the AI noise reduction. See if it helps.
Okay,
Damn.
test. Test.
Test.
Test.
That's
Test.
better.
Test.
That's
One.
actually much better. That's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That did help a lot. All right, cool.
Super.
All right, so we're back on track. Felicia, go ahead. I'm sorry. You can answer. Oh, you kind of did the crackhead thing, right? But
But like, here's the thing: is that crackheads, and like even on like my TikTok video, there's this channel that's called on today's episode of Crackhead Geographic. You know, and then it shows videos of people doing things. I'm like, they are very innovative.
yeah,
You know, and like they're like they may be on something, but they're smart. And so what I'll do is like I'll take that and I'll kind of like morph it into like my own thing, and then put it into the story. You know, or like if, for whatever reason I've been on a celebrity kick, for example. I think Henry Cavill will make a great bad guy. I haven't seen him play a bad guy, but
Yeah.
as what it was like the like this whole thing, you know, like not using his name or anything, but just kind of like watching his movies and like kind of like studying him and whatnot. It's like, okay, what can they take from that? And then I'm gonna watch like an actual like mob boss thing, like Sopranos, like take something from Tony Soprano, you know, just kind of like write that in.
Yeah.
And then as far as like family members and stuff go, if I ever like get stuck on like a writer's block, like that, like not particularly like character dialogue, but like, hey, this character does this. What would like I'm stuck on this? Like, what do you think that this character would feel like? Like I would explain to my sister, you know, like he's evil but fair. You know what I mean? Like like I just think of like rounding it out. It's like I'll ask her, and then we'll kind of like brainstorm and build something works. So I do ask for like advice or my own laws in my books. One of my cousins work at a law firm, and I'm like, hey, you know, hypothetically, I have to use that word. I was like, I have a hypothetical question for you. Because she can't give me this. So I'm like, hypothetically, like, what does the law say? It's blah, 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 you know.
yeah. We're losing you just a little bit, but I got the gist.
Yeah. I heard you.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, segue us in, buddy.
Segue us in. Yes. Let me pull out my podcaster's guide here. Okay. So so we have our
Yeah, go ahead.
so we have our topic today we're going to be talking about is villains, right? And what's making what makes a good villain, and like if we want to talk about our favorites and stuff, I would love to. Hey, Steve, welcome in, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Busy Guy over here. How you doing, boss? Bam says a villain's haircut. You haven't seen my villain haircut. Oh my goodness, you're ridiculous. So I wanted to let's start off. I want to pick out everybody's. Who's your favorite villain, and give us a detail of like who your favorite villain is and why. Brian, we'll start with you. You're in top left corner. I'm picking on you today.
Oh man. I mean, I have like I could say for the Batman kind of area, I really like Scarecrow.
Okay.
I like his overall look, and I like the I know, I guess because I have this kind of monster thing to me, but
Yeah.
he has like this supernatural quality to him that that he seems supernatural to him.
Yeah.
Even though he's not, but yeah, I mean, I like that more so than like the Joker angle. There's something very cool and atmospheric about how the Scarecrow operates.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one of them.
Cool. All right. All right.
I don't know if that's my favorite villain, but
All right.
I'll think about it. Go around, and I'll think about if I have another answer.
Yeah, chat. Feel free to tune in. Who's your favorite villain and why? Steve's is Bamps apparently. For Brandon, who's your favorite, man?
Mine, like I have a toss up of different ones, but I think right now, like just because I liked watching a lot of the CW superhero stuff and
Yeah.
a couple of like the animated ones. Reverse Flash Eobard Thawne is probably one of the most diabolical speedsters that's out there. And just from watching the one animation where he takes his mask off and he's got that hole in his forehead that slowly just, and he's still persistent enough to be evil enough to just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Eobard always bothered me because I never understood his motivation. But yeah, he was a very petty villain. He made a much better villain than he made a hero. I'll tell you that. Even if he wanted to be one.
He always just wanted to go after Barry, man. That's all it was just
Yeah, it was just pure hatred at that point. Yeah. I have a couple, and I'll just pick two. So my favorites are, and you'll probably expect the one, and maybe not expect the second one. But my favorite is Carnage, because you don't need an explanation. Carnage is Carnage, man. He's a murderous, psychotic, crazy thing, and he came from Venom, which who doesn't like Venom, right? As a symbiote fan, it's hard to dislike Carnage, because you don't really need an explanation. Dude's just a psychopath. My other favorite villain is, and this leans more into the good writing, and it depends on who's telling his story too. I think, like in the animated series, it was much better. Is Mr. Freeze?
Yeah.
He had a very interesting backstory, and like the way that his character was developed, the reasoning behind his abilities was fantastic and like cool, and he had a tragic like backstory. Like it all fits, and he's got that potential to become something more than he is if he decides to. But his at the end of the day, his wife and his love for his wife always kind of took over that, and he just, the way that they wrote that in the animated series originally was just phenomenal and amazing. I loved it. Yeah.
He's the only love-based villain.
Yeah.
I think that has the potential for good, and he does it very often throughout the comic books and a bunch of the animated stuff too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. It's pretty cool.
Steve says, I've developed a branded alter ego with a toyetic vehicle ensemble just to hunt you down, Bam. It says you expect me to understand those fancy words.
Brian.
Oh God, I love it. You guys are having it out in the chat. I love it.
Brian, you're talking about how you loved Scarecrow's look. What do you think about his absolute look? Did you see it?
I have not seen it. I will be honest. I am one of those rare freaks that is not into Absolute Batman.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean,
where it's at. for
Yeah,
Batman.
I have heard that if I can get through like the first volume, I guess that it might pick up for me. It might resonate with me, but like I'm still on like the first couple books, and it
yeah,
just I like start reading it, and I lose interest in it.
yeah. I think the first like book or two is really tough to get through. I'm struggling with the same thing, to be honest with you. I love like all the character designs and everything that's going on, but I only know like surface level of what people have told me. I've not actually read it myself, and that's just for the same reason, right? Now, Felicia, what if you had to pick one or two of your favorites and why? Who would that be?
Um, well, like really, I'm really sorry, guys. I'll best better equipment next time.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, if you just, I mean, I think if you just kind of talk a little bit closer to your mic, we'll probably hear you fine.
Yeah.
So, like kind of like this.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
okay. Um. I'm more of kind of like an anti-hero person. I think like my like like Red Hood because he has I just love broken characters and I love villains that are broken. Like they didn't become evil on purpose, and I know this is probably gonna be controversial, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Um, like the Joker, he was supposed to be a stand-up comedian, and he couldn't provide for his pregnant wife, depending on like which timeline you decide to do. You
Yeah.
know, but like right now, what I'm studying on is um, people um, people being like their own villains in their own story. And what I mean by that is, like, have you guys ever seen like BoJack Horseman at
Yeah,
all?
oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is usually I'm like a one and done kind of girl. Like if unless it's like Lord of the Rings, I watch that on repeat. Like if I see like a series or like a movie, I watch it once and then I'm done. BoJack is one of those series I just keep finding myself like watching over and over again and like analyzing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, is BoJack a broken character? Yeah, like he had a rough childhood. Like his alcoholism came in probably before he turned 5. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But he is like Todd said, you are all the things that are wrong with you. Like you are the villain in your own story. It's not everyone else. It's not the situations that people put on you. You put yourself in those situations, and I'm just like I don't know. Like I like right now, he's kind of like my favorite like modern villain, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Because he didn't fall into a vat, didn't burn half his face off or anything like that, and you know what I mean. It's literally like a modern day villain, and he just doesn't realize it yet. Um, so like if I were to pick a villain, I would say BoJack because he is the villain in his own story, and I think I'm not like I'm pretty sure that's not like what the show is like all about. Like it does expand on it, but that's kind
Yeah.
of like my
Right. I'd like to add into your Red Hood thing. One of the best villain in his own stories is the Arkham Knight. And I don't know if you played through that, but boy, Jason Todd does a number on some people in that, and then he realizes he screwed up like at the end. It was great.
Yeah.
that is that would be again like one and done kind of girl, but Arkham Knight is literally like the only Batman game that I can replay over and over again. And again, it's all due to
Thanks for
my
tuning in, Steve. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry, Felicia. Yeah.
Oh no, like that was it. I
Okay.
just
Yeah.
introducing that character, but I didn't realize like how broken he was.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about all of the characters that we're all talking about, just recently, all of their character designs play into all of that. Like they turn that villainous villain in the story right in onto their character design. Like Arkham Knight's Red Hood starts out as a Batman type police officer. Scarecrow always starts out with just as a therapist and just develops into something that could be scary to everybody. same thing with Mr. Freeze, man. He started out just normal.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
he looks his absolute is the most decrepit looking character, but still is an awesome villain character, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love our superheroes, but we all have that villain in us, so, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think like part of being a hero is you can't really be a hero if you don't have a villain, right? Your villain has to do a couple different things. One, be interesting enough that you want to follow him for whatever reason, right? We have a variety of different types of villains. Like you have, you've got the psychotic villain. You've got the deep emotional villain that's doing something because he thinks he is, right in some way. I mean, obviously, in these, and like a lot of the best villains are the hero in their own mind, their
Lex
own
Luthor.
story, right?
Lex Luthor.
And I think that's a pretty important detail for a villain that will last throughout your story or throughout whatever you're creating is it has to be something that's driving them, that makes them feel like if you were in their point of view, what would make them think that they were the hero, right? Even if it's extremely twisted in some way, right? But they're all motivated by something in a way, right? So I think I think having that with a villain is very important when
Right.
you're writing a villain.
I also like the twist of the villain becomes the hero type of thing, like that Sylvester Stallone movie Samaritan.
All right.
Boy, that was a great twist of him.
I never watched it, and the internet spoiled that before I could find that out.
Here to remind you, it's still out there to watch.
Yes.
So, what are our thoughts on, like, we have like the villain that we're kind of talking about right now, like with Lex Luthor, Lex Luthor, where he's complex, and he would definitely say that he, in his own mind, feels like the hero because he's, whether it's standing up for humanity or he's trying to, in his own way, make the world a better place, even if it's kind of self-serving for him, that he has this position of he alone can be the one to make it a good world. We have that, but then what about the villains, like, I don't know, like Conquest, who's just kind of an asshole. He's just wants to go out there. I don't know what his motivation would be other than he just likes to bust ass. And it makes for a villain that you would generally kind of hate. He's just so obnoxious.
We're talking about the same Conquest here, right?
Yeah,
The Conquest from Invincible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you know that he's emotionally broken as a person, or as a Viltrumite, I guess, right? And then you have to factor in, okay, to us, he's an asshole, right?
Yeah.
But now take his point of view. He is one of the last of, what was it, 20 or 30 Viltrumites. He is loyal to his king. He is, again, very broken, lonely person, right? And he says that. It was really creepy. Like, now I don't know if that was added for the show or if that was actually in the comics or not. I don't know. But from his point of view, he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
He's taking care of what he needs to take care of because he was always trained to do that. He was born into a society that was the right thing to do, was to eliminate the weak. And then, of course, at some point, right, hundreds of years go by, hundreds of years go by, the dude's broken. Nobody can defeat him. He's undefeated, and really, he just is at the point now where he just enjoys the fight. But you got to think, right? Like, there's still that motivation there. Like, he's just not just an asshole. He's an asshole for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has the universe's meanest mustache.
He's got some wild-looking hair in the back too. Maybe
Yes.
maybe that's really the problem is that he lost his hair.
Yeah, yeah. What do you guys think? Am I off base on
No.
him? No? Okay.
And it touches on a good point, because a lot
Yeah.
of villains, they're all about making a point, and that point is their point.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, chat, what do you think? What is a villain that you're like not 100% on? You're like he's just a bad guy. It doesn't matter.
Bam.
You know what
other than Bam.
What
You know what I just realized is that because like sometimes I'll read like these first person point of views where it switches between like the two like the two heroines or like the two heroes, like main characters or whatever.
Yeah.
I just realized I still have yet to read a book from that like you said, like the villain's point of view.
Well, there you go. I just gave you your next idea. Thank you. I will take royalties.
There you go.
I really think, and I'm just like, wow, like it's, like where's my other piece of the pie? Where's the other half of my pie?
Yeah. So I can attest to that for the most part, except for, so I watch anime as well. I don't know if you guys watch anime, but My Hero Academia did an entire like mini season where it was the villain's point of view. And I do think that people were very excited about it, mostly because some of the villains are just really cool as hell looking. But it was interesting because I actually didn't understand it at first, but after watching their point of view, it did paint a different picture. Like, even though they're bad guys and they're villains and they know that they're villains and they're doing villainous things on purpose because they're villains, but they're trying to disrupt a society that's based off of awarding heroes no matter what status they are, who they are, or what they do. And like, they really broke into that. And it was a very interesting, complex thing, which was surprising for an anime. And they probably could have gone much deeper with it, right? Like the main villain leader dude's whole thing is like, these are my friends, but we're villains, and we want to disrupt the way that the heroes work. Now, and I think they sort of actually did that. He did end up becoming the hero ultimately at the end of the story of his own story. And so it was interesting. It was very interesting to see that, because you weren't necessarily rooting against the villain at that point. You were a little bit, because there was a lot more going on for those of you who did watch. I don't want to spoil anything if you are going to watch it, but yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. I like the way that they did that. That was really neat. I think we could definitely pull a lot from that in stories going forward. And like, if you think back to like the Batman animated series, they kind of did that a little bit, and that's what made you so invested in the villain, because you're like, well, they told the whole story of how he became the villain. They started it off, and then they were the villain, and then Batman had to bust their butts and put him in Arkham, right? Like, so you led off with the story of why before you led into the story of the action and the fighting and whatever and the how. So now you've got the whole story. So I like that. I like that a lot. But I do think that'd be really neat to have like just a story where it's 100% the villain's perspective, and you see through their eyes of like what they're doing, and I think it does paint humanity very interestingly. Not to get all serious on everybody, but it does paint more of the humanistic side. Even the worst villains have that humanistic emotions that they rely on, and yes, it's usually the negative ones, but I think it does make the story a lot more interesting, because you can connect in some way to that villain, because now you're like, even though that the villain's a bad guy, and you're like, we gotta defeat the bad guy, because he does bad things, but you can almost correlate with them on some level. Maybe not, like fully in. You're not fully invested. Like clearly something went wrong in this dude's life that he decided to make this decision versus the opposite decision. But you can be like, wow, that makes sense. For him, obviously.
Right. I think painting a picture like this is that no matter if they're a hero or a villain to each other, they're still heroes and villains to each other. So, like, we'll say Bane, right? Bane's
Yeah.
main thing is to make money, be the strongest, whatever it is. But Batman's always standing in his way. So, to Bane, Batman is his villain.
Right.
And so on. And the reason why stories are even good at all is because eventually, at one point, they see eye to eye with each other and realize that they could do good for just a moment together,
Yes.
and then completely obliterate that and just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. You want the story, and I'm sure, Felicia, the way that you write your stories is based on options of what can happen. So, I mean, villain or not, there's still heroes in their own minds too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and kind of adding on to that, because like in my first book that I published, um, basically just kind of give you guys some context. Main character dude goes around and takes down human trafficking rings and stuff like that. Then finally, when he meets his other half, like the female character and whatnot, she realizes that if he keeps on going the way that he's going, if he, goodness, what was I about to say? If he keeps on going like at the rate that he's going, he's not going to be able to turn back. And it's kind of like going past that Batman rule, for example. Like, oh, like if I, like kill like so many people or whatever, then I kind of felt like that character was like um desensitizing himself, because he keeps on going like more aggressive, and
Yeah.
then his female counterpart comes in and she's like, "Hey, let's do this instead. But you are still human. I still like." She humanizes him, and then he like backs off a little bit. So I guess my question to you guys would be, what do you guys think that certain heroes or like even like anti-heroes have like almost crossed that line of the sensei the desensitization. Uh, You know the word I'm trying to say, like desensitize themselves. You know what I mean? Like, at what point do you think which hero, like obviously for Batman, if he were to kill someone, then I think that he would have crossed that line. But what other heroes or anti-heroes do you think came close to that? Like dehuman, like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope you guys understand my question. What I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah. We get it. Yeah. Like
Well,
like
I could say almost all of them. Like Barry Allen's done it hundreds of times. Always
yeah.
on the edge of doing something like that.
Yeah.
Robin, every Robin has been right on the cusp of it. Every
Yep.
one of them.
Spider-Man. Yep.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man's
sure.
close. Spider-Man's the only one that I can say that has like, and this only counts for the zombie universe, but this is Spider-Man's the only one that came back from absolute darkness where nobody else would. But he did. He came back, right? He still came back from that. But they all crossed that threshold at some point, I think, and I think it's always the deciding factor of how you bounce back from that, right?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Makes sense.
Brian, you got one?
I was thinking about Hal Jordan, how he really went dark when he lost, what is it, Central City? Is that his?
Stars?
Yeah.
Central City. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Central. Yeah.
Yeah. And where he and it had the influence from Parallax, but he went full supervillain at that time. But in his way, he was doing that thing where that was what he had he'd been training all this time and making these little incremental steps for good, and it wasn't paying off. And then he just said, "I'm going to take the shortcut." and I'm gonna take all the power and make this right. But
Yeah.
but he was able to dial it back. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he stepped over the line, and he kind of took that hero mentality, but it blurred with the goal that he was ultimately after. And instead of kind of having these built-in like safeguards, he let it go.
Yeah, and that's why they enter Guy Gardner, and, you know, his calming shot of whiskey, if you want to call it that. So, I mean, I get it. Hal put himself through the ringer with almost every ring, for sure. Red Lantern Hal Jordan was scary.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
knowledge.
Does that answer your question, Felicia? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Sure.
Cool. What about you? You have one that you could answer that for? You think has crossed that line?
Not that I can think about, like at the top of my head. Um, I know I had another question, but that left my mind. I'm not sure where it is now.
Can I throw one more in? This will throw everybody through a crazy looper. Charles Xavier. He's
Okay.
literally stopped minds, right, just like that, from doing
Oh yeah.
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 totally against himself. Sorry.
Yeah.
Had to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We could go pretty deep with X-Men. All right. So let's not to derail from that conversation specifically, but it is time for our quiz, trivia quiz. Ready? All right. We're gonna pop on over to the trivia here. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Welcome to Artist in Progress Trivia. All right, so today our questions are brought to you by the lovely Brian, aka Metalbeard. Thank you for hopping in and getting these over to me. Yeah, there you go. Wonderful.
Just so you know, these were all related to the Ryan Gosling announcement about Ghost Rider.
Yes, we had a comment about that. I apologize, John, if you're still hanging out, man. Yes, we will talk about that here in a minute.
I hope so.
All right, so we will start with the first question. All right, ready? We're gonna do.
The first Ghost Rider in Marvel Comics rode on what? A flaming motorcycle. B. A pale horse. C. A flaming horse. Or D. Roller skates. Go ahead and put A, B, C, or D in the comments.
Can you imagine Nicolas Cage on flaming roller skates?
That'd be awesome. Okay, let's see.
You know, one of these
Oh,
nights-
Kelly!
Oh, Cal's here.
What's up? All right, ready?
Ding ding.
Pale horse. Or B.
On a pale horsey ride.
All right. Johnny Blaze become Ghost Rider by making a deal with which demon? Is it A. Dormammu, B. Mephisto, C. Zarathus, or D. Satorak?
One of these days, we're going to have to do one of these trivias with a big prize at the end.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Great. I would love that. Yeah.
You get to have a wig of Bamsville in his hair.
All right. Let's see. We've got a couple answers. Let's go. It is B. Mephisto, who is also now in the MCU.
Yep. They changed his name to Mephisto.
Final question. Which Ghost Rider, introduced in 2014, drives a heavily modified muscle car instead of a motorcycle? Is it A, Alejandro Jones, B, Kashala, C, Robbie Reyes, or D, Danny Ketch? Alejandra.
Dude, that sounds. You trying out for voiceovers for those fantasy books?
If anybody is listening and they do need a voice actor, I would love to be your voice actor.
I would love to try that too. We should all just do it.
Yeah.
Brian, you're on the video. Make us up some characters.
There you go. All right, ready? Oh, it did it. Robbie Reyes is the answer. All right. And the winner is Chaos Within. Following behind Bamf for the equal amount of answers, and Kelly for 2. And I apparently did one? That's interesting. Good job, guys. Good job.
Heck yeah. I finally got it.
All right. Oh, rock on. So that was a good time. So we are gonna start doing after today's show, we're gonna start doing the limited edition end of the show here over on Patreon. So guys, go on into the description. There is a link in the description which will take you over to the Patreon page where you will get an extra half hour of exclusive content of us hanging out, being dorks, and having a good time with our guests or drawing, depending on what we're doing that week. So check out the Patreon page. Go give it a follow. For now, the live streams over there will be free. So check that out. Bam says my alter ego answered for me. I must have, man. So I don't remember putting. I didn't put any comments in there, which is hilarious. Yeah, maybe my wife's over there commenting. I'm not sure what's going on. So villains. We were talking about villains. All right, worst. Let's go with worst. We did best villains. What are your guys' worst villains you hate the most? Do you have one?
I do.
Go for it. Let's start it off, Brandon. Volunteered.
I hate him.
Who?
The Condiment King.
The Condiment King.
Yeah, Bamf brought him up earlier. I'm like, listen, not everybody likes ketchup, not everybody likes mustard, but no one likes this light blue outfit.
I thought for sure you were going to say like horseradish or something.
That's just one of them. Here, let me throw out an actual realistic one too. In my opinion, one of the worst ones is what's his name? Galactus.
You don't like Galactus is the worst villain to you
because
man,
all of his heralds do his dirty work for him. He just does nothing but eat.
I don't know if I would say that's entirely true. I think it's a lot of work to destroy an entire planet and eat it. I'm just saying that's a lot of work
for that. You got
can you imagine
insatiable hunger? You got to feel for him. He just
yeah. I don't know.
I have one.
All right, what do you got? Shoot.
Doomsday. I can't stand Doomsday.
Okay.
It just seems so like his original creation manifestation of him was okay. I mean, that seemed a little bit like it was I don't know, that they were just offering something up just to drive sales to kill Superman off.
Yeah.
But what they've done with him now, he's just so overpowered that it's just. I mean, I feel like they could have done more with it and actually developed something interesting. But now his resilience, his ability to keep coming back. I mean, he's like Hulk, Wolverine, and I don't know what. I just like all these. He has too much power.
Right. I think when they made him too, he's had the most iterations of origin.
Yeah.
Like, especially the Smallville version of him. Like, okay.
Oh, I hated that. I hated that whole season.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Hated that whole season. It was the worst season of the entire show. I mean, it got repetitive earlier on in the series, but they finally were like, let's break away, and then they did that. And like, okay, kind of lost me there. I don't know if I have. Actually, I asked the question, but I don't know if I can think of one off the top of my head. Felicia, you got one?
Yeah, I know this is going to be a bit controversial. I know like people really don't see him as a villain, but I do because we were talking about different point of views and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't stand comic Deadpool.
Oh, okay. Don't like Deadpool. All right. Wow.
That's the end of the show.
You
Yeah,
said specifically
bye.
comic Deadpool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My gosh.
That completely threw James off.
It did. It really derailed me completely. Come on.
Can I have a chance to see you on the comic Deadpool?
You what? What'd you say?
Listen, I'm gonna sway her opinion on the comic Deadpool for just a second,
Okay.
and I'm gonna bring back Ghost Rider. So there was a comic book where they actually met up together, and
Yeah.
he pissed off Ghost Rider and did the penance stare on him. He was like all for it, and he about made Ghost Rider cry. At that point was the pinnacle of this guy cannot be harmed any more than he already has done harm. So, sorry, I had to throw it in there to sway.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand he's he's a paid mercenary. Like that's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just think that he's just incredibly selfish. And like I get it. Like he picks and I just find him so annoying. So I just think that he's my personal villain.
Okay. Okay.
Is
I'll
it
let you have
is it
that
the
one. I'll let you have that
wisecracking stuff? Is that what it is?
One more time. I'm sorry.
Was it all the wisecracking kind of stuff?
He's just I can't. He's just like way too immature. Like I just can't like. I think they kind of like toned it down in the movies. Yeah, I just can't with his immaturity and selfishness and child like this. I just can't.
Well, so in a way, they did their job with him then. Because if you don't like him that much, it's the same thing that got me with Game of Thrones. I hate Joffrey.
Oh yeah,
from Game
Joffrey.
of Thrones. They did such a good job at making me hate that guy.
Yep.
But that's what they were going for, and that's what I think.
Got
that's
you
what
invested.
Deadpool did for you.
Yeah. Here. Oh man, there's it's like a weekly thing at this point. My goodness. Bam says the villain I can't stand is Rob Liefeld.
Just wait till he's on the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot to account for.
Oh my god, we're gonna get a
No
cease
footage.
and desist next week. That's how that's gonna go.
He's just
He's
gonna
got,
come
like-
on here just to talk shit back at
Yeah,
us.
That'll be the
He's
one
got-
time that Bamp's internet works.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that would be hilarious. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Rob's probably got AI bots out there looking to see who's talking crud about him. God only knows.
They have no feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. How many times can somebody mention he doesn't draw feet? Even in the movies, there was a joke about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this kind of the show kind of turned here a little bit, but I'm gonna add to this is why I like Deadpool. Okay, so Deadpool is an immature character. Yes, I would say he's definitely more of what would I say? He's a character designed for males to enjoy to read because he's immature, he's goofy, right? It's more of a it's more geared towards that. But there is one comic that sticks out above all of Deadpool and I don't actually know why they wrote this, if it was like a specific thing they did for like mental health awareness or whatever, but Deadpool helped someone who was attempting to commit suicide. Guys, this is all fictional. YouTube, please don't ban me. Um, so he was helping them by like being himself, but he's like he even admitted like if you need help, I'm not the person to help you. But he's like, let's do stuff. What did you always if this is you're going to be your last day? What have you always wanted to do? And then he took her and did a bunch of things, and he realized what she needed, and at the end of the story, now there's a lot I'm cutting out obviously for time and actual constraint and stuff, but at the end of the story, he drops her off in front of what would be like a health clinic, a mental health clinic or whatever, and you know he realizes he's like you need help, and I can't give it to you because I need help, but you need to talk to somebody. And that whole comic really had me kind of a little choked up, man. I that's the one time I think I've really cried. I've actually teared up at a comic book, and it's kind of sold me on Deadpool since. Now they haven't really given us that side of Deadpool much in the movies. I would say they touched on it a little bit in the last movie, or they tried to, and whatever. But yeah, that's why I liked that comic. It was a good one. I can't remember the comic name, but check it out. Look it up if you have time. It's good. It's good. Yeah. So anyway, somebody take it away from me.
I was gonna say, but
I don't know how to segue out of here.
You're okay. You're okay to hate Deadpool.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay to not like it. Hey, everybody has a character they don't like, right? Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I am trying to think. I'm still trying to think of who I don't like
Damian Wayne.
as far as a villain. What's that?
You don't like Damian Wayne Batman?
Wait. Damian Wayne became Batman?
You didn't see Battle for the Cow?
I have not seen that one. No.
Oh,
No, I did not know that. Spoiler.
Future episode.
Spoiler. I know that I've definitely talked about villains. I was like, this is stupid. But like, what they are, who they were, I can't think of it. What do you guys got? Who is your worst villain, guys? I want to hear your thoughts, chat. I want to know, what villains you hated, what villains you liked, because I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks.
What's Kelly's villain? She has to got one.
Kelly, are you still hanging out? Brian's
on
thinking.
YouTube or are we on? Just
we are still on the tube. Yeah, we're still on the tube. Yeah, this week we're still on the tube just because of the technical difficulties and stuff.
I don't know who she would have.
It's like you live with her, so I figured maybe you might even know.
She doesn't really
Brian's
read
in the doghouse.
comics, so I don't know.
Maybe
man,
comics. What was she playing the other
movies, shows, TVs.
Like
it doesn't. It doesn't have to be comic related. Listen, man, we're a pop culture show. Okay, we're all ages for the most part. Maybe 13 and above.
We're humans in progress.
Yeah, we're humans in progress. Nope.
So
We stumped you.
Not something.
What's that, Felicia?
I do have a question for you guys. So
Yeah. What do you got?
I personally, like me, I do like Thanos in the Marvel universe because of the depth of his character and whatnot.
Look at him, man, huh?
But
Man.
comics where he just goes around terrorizes people just because he can. What do you guys think of that? Do you think are they doing a disservice to him? To that character when the movies were released, because again, I like the Thanos in the Avengers movies because he had some depth and you can tell what he was trying to do even though it was wrong. Whereas in the comics he was just a douchebag.
Well, in my opinion, I don't think that they ever really knew what Thanos actually wanted to do throughout the comics because they threw like lots of curveballs, like who his love interest was, like who at any point in time would have thought that Thanos had one, you know? And
Yeah,
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 but MCU, in my opinion, he was doing just like what Conquest does. You know, he thought this was right.
yeah,
It's what he was doing. So if they had a chance to go back and that's what it was, then I think it's okay in that sense. Not the genocide of it all, but like what he
yeah,
was trying to do and save was in his mind very right to do.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like I wouldn't do that because I like more than half the people. So
Yeah, I don't know. I still think that was a weird direction to go. If he was doing it for death, uh, it would have made more sense to me
yeah,
Yeah.
personally.
because in the comic book that's what it was. She said,
Yeah,
"Do this," and that's what I want you to do, and he did it.
right, right, exactly. So that almost would have made more sense because he's like grossly obsessed with her in the comic books.
And in the real
And
life,
she like
yeah.
I can't remember who the hell she likes. She likes somebody completely different. Like,
Deadpool.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, is it
Yeah.
Deadpool?
triangle or something going on there?
What's that?
Wasn't there like a love triangle going on between Deadpool, Death, and
Yeah,
Thanos?
yeah. I think that's what it was. Yeah, yeah. Death had a thing for Deadpool because he couldn't die, and Deadpool obviously liked
Yeah.
um,
She
what's her
obsessed
face at the
over
time.
him.
Yeah. Deadpool liked Domino, right? Was that what it was? It Domino or Copycat or one or the other or vice versa
Well,
or both?
if you want to go through the Deadpool game, you like everyone.
Yeah. He's weird. He's a creature. But yeah, to me, yeah, that would have made more sense to me if they had introduced death in some capacity or had mentioned that because in my mind, yeah, why would you take out half of all people? Because all it would take is I don't know a couple more 100 years and that fixes itself, right? Potentially. So you would have to figure out how to stop like that from ever happening to achieve what you're looking for. But yeah, why not just make more planets or make more food or you know what I mean? Like if the point was oh, I was a child and we ran out of resources and our whole planet died because nobody had enough food. My first thought would have been like, motherfucker, let's make some more food. Like,
Right?
you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
Well, think about it like in this instance too. We are in that generation of many generations that got a chance to grow up with the comic books, the cartoons, and the movies, right?
yeah, yeah,
So with that, plant seeds. So even though that death wasn't introduced, everybody speculated on it for the whole amount of time that Endgame happened and
yeah,
all of that. So I mean, those people, the directors, Feige is listening to everybody, going, you know what? 10 movies down the road, we're gonna drop that in there where Death was there watching the entire time. So I mean, that,
Kelly,
that's
what
what.
what is this answer? What is this answer? Get off of my show. Not a fan of Spider-Man villains. What the heck are you talking about? You got to be more specific, girl.
Tombstone.
Bam's like, what do you have against Craven? He says Craven is fine. Okay. Is that only because he's got a movie where he's a very attractive guy? I'm just asking. Okay, I'm
And
just
then he
saying.
runs really fast. Oh wait, no, wait, that was a Avengers movie.
Yeah. Speaking of, I actually really this is not something I've heard anybody talk about, but I enjoyed the Craven movie. Have any of you guys seen it?
I liked it, and I liked how they portrayed him because if you like watch or read the comic books really close, his
Yeah.
family was screwed up just like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
I even liked the ending. Brian, did you see it?
Craven?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was
Yeah.
all right.
I thought it was pretty good. What about you, Felicia? Did you see it?
It's still on my watch list, but you know
You should.
my
You should
watch list is piling up like my books that I don't have time to read right now.
Yeah, I have that problem with books more than I have with shows, because I like to put shows on in the background while I'm drawing. But understandable. Yeah, I would put it on the watch list. I think it was really good, and I think it has its potential. Yeah.
I would say I liked it more than the Venom movies.
Ooh, wow. That's wow.
In fact, I thought
Interesting.
I think I remember Cal like complaining about Venom when we watched it.
What about the newest Venom, though? I think out of all of them, that was probably the best one.
I didn't like the new one. Nuh-uh. No, I didn't. I liked the first one. I liked the first one because there was a story there. I did not like the new one.
You didn't
No.
like Woody Harrelson Carnage?
No.
Nope.
No.
Really? Like, I
No.
thought that was like the only good part of the second movie was...
No, I absolutely hated him as Cletus. Absolutely hated.
I
Yeah.
honestly don't think they'll ever portray him the right way.
Who, Woody Harrelson or
No,
Carnage?
No one can portray Woody Harrelson the right way. Zombieland's the closest you'll ever get.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
I like Woody Harrelson, but I didn't like the movie.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. And Shriek, I didn't like Shriek's character either. Kelly says I did like Craven. Okay, that's good. He says I like Craven's Last Hunt in the comics, and then he said there's a new Venom movie. Yeah, there's like 3 of them, bro.
Yeah, you have to have internet for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Internet.
He's gonna message me later. He's like, "Listen, I know where you live."
Yeah. All right. So I'm. We'll segue. We got one more. I guess one more talking point, and then we'll pop off the show here. How do you guys feel about Doctor Doom? How do you feel about Doctor Doom with the movie coming out later this year? How are you feeling about it? This is the perfect time to talk about it. When are we ever going to talk about villains again? Right? So, how do you guys feel about Doctor Doom? Are you guys excited for Doctor Doom? Do you think that this is going to make sense with RDJ being Doctor Doom? Do you? I got to be honest. So, like, I was never a fan of Doctor Doom in my earlier years of like getting into comics and Avengers and all sort of stuff. I thought he was the lamest looking character I've ever met. But with how lame his design is, his actual character is very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Like the dude, he's part like whatever he is from frickin' Fantastic Four, whatever they are considered. He's part frickin'. He's got magic, like, and then like he's he basically becomes the frickin' ruler of a whole frickin' country, like, and he's smart. He's kind of a big bag.
Yeah.
For a villain. What do you guys think? Is he too much, too little? Is he stupid looking? What do you think?
I think he is a great catch-all villain for a writer to bring in, and like if they have a big story idea, I think he provides enough substance as a character that he could fit for a lot of story, like pretty epic stories. Like there was one I read that was like he had accumulated all this power. He had like Galactus was subservient to him.
Yeah.
Supreme Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like an Omega level villain in the Marvel universe. It's
and I like his aspirations for just like everything that he will dabble into. He could easily be one of those characters, one of those villains that you don't hear about for the longest time. They're happy just to kind of work behind the scenes and connive things, and then make a big entrance and cause like this catastrophic of events.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of aspect to him, that he's not over the top. I mean, he can be over the top, but there's a side to him that's very, I don't know, kind of mischievous, that he's always got something he's working into, and you can't even kind of, like you said, you can't even rule out if it involves magic, because he will dabble into that. He will dabble into technology.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, and if I actually like his design, especially. I mean, if you move away from the really early stuff, but some of
Yeah,
the more
yeah,
recent stuff, I really
yeah.
like it. And I haven't seen them portray a good look of how he should look on the screen.
Right.
Yeah, I'll second that with the design. I like his newer designs a lot more. It's grown on me, but yeah, the original designs are very like, what is this guy? Is he an Iron Man? Is he just an Iron Man in a cloak? Like what? But
Yeah.
they've upgraded it, and they made it part of him, in some senses, and like the fancy jewelry, and they've upgraded. He's gotten an upgrade.
Is he
I'll
a
admit that.
knight? Is he a rogue? What is he
Yeah,
doing?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, right.
I want to say just a few things about him in general.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Not just the movie one. I'll get to the movie one in a second. But to me, Doom is a mixture of all these characters: Lex Luthor, Mister Sinister, Magneto, just a ton of them. And he, like what Brian said, he's always scheming. So that's the Lex Luthor part of him, and he always thinks that he's doing something for the good, and that's what Magneto was doing for mutants and all that.
Yeah.
But then he could be used anywhere. They did it the best in Fortnite with what they did. Look, I know you're laughing, but listen.
Yeah, I know nothing about Fortnite.
Fortnite.
I'm an old man
They did such a cool story.
in that regard.
Cool story with him in Galactus. So cool, like Thor, the Herald of Thunder, which it was Galactus sent him to the Fortnite world to devour that. So
Okay.
he comes in there when Galactus comes. Doom devised this plan of destroying Galactus by turning all the Fortnite buses in and going into his body and blowing him apart. Well, Doom absorbed all of Galactus, and he became the big villain for Fortnite. So
Oh,
he
neat.
was scheming outside of the Marvel universe just to do that.
Was he
Neat.
successful?
Yes, he was successful.
Nice.
Crazy. And the movie Doom, listen, okay? I liked every iteration of Fantastic Four for their own different reasons. The one
Yeah.
that sucked the most was what do you want to say? Junkyard Thing. If you,
Oh yeah.
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 But Doom was a staple for all those movies. And then when
Yeah.
they introduced RDJ to be Doom this time, I was like, man, how are they going to spin this? And then
Yeah.
the one after credit scene for Fantastic Four got me hooked, man. I was just like, what? But then I deliberately do not watch the trailers just because I want them
Yeah.
to not rip that from me.
Yeah. I haven't seen many trailers beyond the first when they first dropped it. But yeah, what do you think, Felicia? Let's get your thoughts, then we'll wrap up here.
I really don't have any thoughts because I stopped watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe after Avengers.
Well, how do you feel
Oh.
about his character in general, in regards to as a villain, right? With outside of the movies.
Yeah, I don't know much about Doctor Doom to unfortunately give my 2 cents.
Oh, okay.
I am more of like a DC gal. The only reason why I know certain things about Marvel is because my younger brothers, they like Deadpool. That's the only reason why I knew like all of the stuff and whatnot. So I really don't have I can't give an accurate opinion because I don't know like what he's about.
Gotcha.
I was confused as to why they had Robert Downey Jr. be Doctor Doom when he was announced on the panel. I thought that was kind of a cop out because in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, Tony Stark's story, it ended, like it should be done, like that was beautiful. Just for him to come back, it's kind of like when you're reading a book, somebody's like, oh yeah, we killed the Sunshine character, the guy that everyone loved and who wasn't supposed to die and did, only for him to come back from the dead or the hospital like a couple chapters later, and it's like, bro, no, like you tore out my heart, stay dead.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like not necessarily that is gonna sound weird, like not necessarily like Tony Stark should have stayed dead, but I think Robert Downey Jr. should have stayed dead, if that makes sense. Like I just don't agree with him being Doctor because it
Yeah.
is just confusing.
Yeah,
And,
Will you give it a chance?
I would give it a chance if I was up to date on everything, but I am not.
you only got to
I-
watch 14 movies to get up to it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
In a row.
I would rather, I'd rather have like my family, my brothers explain to me how amazing it was, or at least like somewhat caught up to watch
Yeah.
the movie.
They almost somebody needs to put together like a recap trailer for people, just for be like,
sure
oh
they
yeah,
will.
here it is.
But just to attest to that, before we go over to Patreon, it is cooler sometimes to listen to like a family member or one of your friends explain to you these movies, because now they're giving you their point of view of that entire movie, which
Yeah.
sometimes makes it way cooler than the movie could ever be.
Right? True that. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out again as usual. Felicia, thank you for coming on the show and talking about writing and villains and all this other stuff. I hope you had a fantastic time. I hope you were fantastic hosts. Minus the technical difficulties, but it's become a staple of the show at this point. But yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you very much for coming on. Where would you like everybody to find you, social media wise, website or otherwise?
Yeah, I think also right now it would just be Instagram and like get my Facebook figured out. I'll just slowly.
Okay.
Got some stuff coming out. I finally have my game plan, and I hope to share some secrets with some new authors and artists alike. So go ahead, even if you don't follow me, just come and do the content.
Yeah. If you got something finished, we'll definitely have you on, so that way you can plug the crap out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, feel free to let us know when you want to come back, and we can talk about those fun things. Brandon, anything fun, exciting, new in your world you would like to plug before we pop off?
Yes. The Absolute Wonder Moppet covers have shipped.
Wonderful.
Nice.
So I'll be showing off that cover in probably a week or two. And
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I got my my Marvel vs. Capcom charity piece is all done. I just got to print it because my printer was being dumb. And what else I got? I'm working on some Mega Man X covers for Retro Game Con. So just sketch covers. They're not printed covers, but I'll have a whole set to show off probably right before I do Retro Game Con. So
Awesome. And Brian, what about you, my friend?
We are working up promotions to start to move these Moppet covers that I have. These
Cool.
guys.
Cool.
That one. We got
Yeah.
that. There is the
Yeah.
camera right there.
Yes.
So we got a bunch of those. That
Yeah.
I have to start getting some promotionals out there to kind of drive
Yeah,
some
dude.
interest. And I got to start my pre-launch on Private Hide. So that's going to be starting, especially since we're coming up on September. I
Heck
got to
yeah.
really start gearing up to get everybody interested in the launch of that Kickstarter.
Now, if they want to get updated about that, they can go to privatehide.com, right?
They can go to there. They can go to my Patreon. That'd probably be good places for that.
Awesome sauce. So yeah, check that out, guys. Lots of awesome things coming our way. I am also, as you guys kind of saw a little bit while we were drawing here on the show, also working on my next Moppet cover for the year, and that will hopefully debut at Baltimore Comic-Con in Maryland at the end of September here. So I am hustling and bustling to get this going. And yes, I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. I got a ton of other things planned and coming. We are working on several different projects as well, and we are very excited. We're very, 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 very excited to get these things rocking. And we got some teasers that are going to come out soon for our book for next year. that will be dropping via Kickstarter. So stay tuned here for all that information. And obviously, if you're not, go give me a follow over on Sketching the Beast. I'm sketching the Beast everywhere. So pick a platform and give me a follow, because we would all appreciate it. And so next week we have coming on the show Todd Beats. Todd is another comic illustrator, cover artist, and he's been drawing forever, but he's been doing some serious work for the last probably 4 or 5 years now, since a little bit after COVID. And we're going to be talking about like social media and him and his projects and stuff he's got going on. So we're very excited to have him on next week.
Killing it. He's killing it.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. So if you're not familiar with Todd Beats, go check him out. He's just at Todd Beats. So that'll be next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Central Time. And don't forget to go check out the Patreon page, where we will have lots of extra content, extra things coming down the line soon. So looking forward to that. And you guys all have a fantastic night. And with that, say peace out.
Thanks,
Later, guys.
Felicia.
Yeah, Felicia.
Okay.